Hello, Dangerlings. We got a little bit sidetracked there, didn't we? So the episodes that you are about to hear over the next few weeks were originally recorded back in March, when the world felt like a very different place. The world is still quite a different place, but it is time nonetheless for those episodes to see the light of day. It is time for episode 100 of the Danger Club podcast. I've been thinking about this intro for about 2 years, because what do you even say after 100 episodes? So many hours of adventures, so many hours of content. It's a bigger project than I have ever done. I've ever been involved in. Any of us have, I think. Especially when you add in all the specials and the global pandemic. We've actually done like 130 episodes, something like that. So the other day, Ross and I went back to where it all began. We went and had a beer at, used to be called The Secret Weapon in Stratford. It's called the Escape Bar now. It's still fantastic. We sat and we had a beer at the table where we all learned to play Pathfinder together, and where in January of 2018, I sat with everyone and I said, hey, I want to make a podcast. I think what we do has value. I think that what we do people will enjoy. I probably didn't say it in as lofty a way as that. And here we are, 2.5 years later, with the world a very different place, all of our lives very different. You know, back then at the start, I thought maybe a few people will listen. You know, maybe we get a couple of listeners here and there because it's going to be good. And yet here we are now with literally hundreds of listeners, and not just listeners, but people who tune into videos, people who join us on the live streams, people who chat on Discord, people who make games, and people who in so many cases have become really, really good friends of all of us. So I'm not going to talk about the evolution of the podcast here. I'm not going to talk about what the podcast means to me and to the others, because you are all involved in this. You have all been with us for a part of this. You know, the show that comes out every single Monday, and it's come out every single Monday since we've started. We've never missed one, and I'm really proud of that. And that happens because of Colin, because of Scott, because of Ross, because of James, because of Drum, because of all of our great guests that we've had on the show. But it also happens because of you. It happens for all of you that tune in every week. It happens for every one of you that has said to a friend, hey, listen to this show, that has done a review, that has retweeted something, that has just joined us through all of this. You know, we get emails from people. We've had them across the years, of people who've sort of said, you know, I'm going through some stuff in my life at the moment, and I'm listening to the show, and the show is making me laugh. And I could never, in my wildest dreams, imagine that we would get that kind of a response from somebody. We have all taken a few knocks in the last year. We have all been through quite a lot. And yet, you are all still here with us at this point. So, this episode is for you. For every one of us who has suffered, for every one of us who has lost, for every one of us who has been afraid, been worried, for every one of us who has helped somebody over the last year as we have been put through this by the world, and for everyone who has just come back every Monday and checked in on a ridiculous podcast about a group of friends rolling dice. This is your podcast. This is your club. This one is for you, and it gives me great pleasure to say hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
Family's the most important thing a dwarf has. Drunk.
Go in there, we do the gig, we find our way to Bugden, we take him out.
It's a junk column.
I'm gonna go behind
It's my time, Fold. Goodbye, friend.
You don't even know what it is. You're gonna destroy everything.
Fulton, there's no easy way to say this. I met a person called Darling Battlestone. He was killed.
It is magic, but I don't know what kind of spell this is.
You're not coming with us to Absalom?
No, my brother. I've got to go find out what happened to him.
The adventure continues.
Ladies and gentlemen, Welcome to the Danger Club podcast. I am your host, Colin Hubbard. Oh no, hang on a minute.
Easy, Tiger.
No, welcome. I'm James Lockhart. Welcome to the Danger Club podcast, the 100th episode, and I'll be your host this evening. Hang on, no, that's not right.
Yeah, that's not right, is it? What's going on? Can you...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Danger Club podcast. I am Wolfgang Scott Hemingway, and I will be your host for this. I can't quite hear. It's not really.
No, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
No, it's definitely wrong. Definitely wrong.
Wait, definitely not. No.
Hello, everyone. It's Drum and Bowskill here, and welcome to the 100th episode of the Danger Club podcast.
That's the one.
Huzzah!
You nailed it. We've got everything here. All the pieces are together.
So tell us what we're doing today, Drum.
Yeah, what we're doing, Drum.
Okay, well, today we're going to be having a...
Hello, everyone. And for the 100th time, welcome to the Danger Club podcast. This is fun. We've made 100 of these. We actually made more than that.
Well, we've made more than that. Specials and
all the other ones.
Other content.
But it's a 100th birthday celebration. We have cake.
Woo! Yeah.
We're eating cake. We've added that to the list of terrible things to eat before you record radio.
Yeah.
Sugar. I mean, it's sugar, Dan. That's
Sugar
the
and
best
crust.
thing. There's no comeback at all from eating so much sugar.
Was there any dairy in that cake, James?
No,
but there was some daring.
Yes. There was a frisson of danger. And 3 medium eggs.
3 medium.
So there was
Yes.
That was where the danger was.
Yes.
Are eggs dairy?
Well, they could.
How fresh were those eggs?
Oh, they were from Tesco, so they're probably not very fresh.
Yeah, no.
No.
Big up Tesco's.
Big up Tesco.
No.
Tesco, send us
not
free stuff.
Tesco. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like round
Are
the
we so
corner.
shallow? Yes, we are.
Yes.
100
Please.
episodes, and we have learned nothing. We are still begging for brands and eating the wrong things.
Cutting them down, then begging for stuff from them, and then bigging them up.
What a long way.
Then asking them to tweet us.
Dan's trying to get in.
Speaking of snacks, do you remember years and years and episodes ago about the little danger snacks that I loved? The salt and vinegar crackers.
Danger snacks.
Yeah,
They've gone. They've
What?
disappeared. Like, you can't get them anymore. I'm devastated.
Why are we talking about this?
Because we're
all
rapidly
with you.
turning into that meme about the minty biscuits. That's what we are.
100
chocolate.
episodes, people, and you're still listening to this.
How far we have come in 100 episodes.
Yeah, we've got less snacks.
So we... God help me, James.
We have had edible D20s, though, haven't we? That's
D6s.
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, D6
Yeah, that
was actually
happens.
D20s.
Yeah.
Although someone has sent us a link for how to get edible D20s as well.
Yeah,
Places
boy.
does those. So
Saw that.
we will be all over those at the moment. But we've been to conventions, we've been to different live shows. I am going to America later this year for this show. We are... and in terms of the Danger Club, we've travelled a long way. You guys started off as a bunch of nobodies in a beer tent at a carnival.
Wow.
Solving a random murder there.
DM Burn there.
You then travelled...
I thought actually that was a real life recap. So it's like, that was 2002, Dan. I mean, come on. Just a bunch of losing a bit.
Had a career since then.
I tried.
You solved a murder there.
Did we?
Yes, you did. It's literally in a podcast. You can go back and listen to it.
I don't remember that.
solved
All right.
it, man.
Yeah, we totally solved it.
You solved a
through
murder.
characters.
You went up to you travelled up to Caermarga. You spent a long time in Caermarga. You went to the Godsmouth Ossuary. You found a load of undead. You teamed up with Zola Dubois. Remember her? You helped her solve her family inheritance. You got betrayed by Freya Axborn. Ooh. You teamed up with Big Mike, aka Mikey, and infiltrated Uncle Gooden's classy party in the Highside Stacks, pretended to be a band for one of many times throughout your careers, pretended to be a band.
Hey, it's a great cover. Right? Bands go everywhere.
And interesting enough,
they're a cover band.
we were. Damn it! I was just going to tell you something. I was just saying it. I was just doing the sentence that lead up to the joke.
Some things never change. Too slow beds grow.
Skill, a bow skill. Just slide on in there. Won't do any of the prep work. Just come in straight with the punchline. Yeah, there you go. Steal it right from Monday.
Camping at the respawn points of my jokes.
Oh, well, I mean, you found out that Uncle Gooden was in fact a bloat mage.
Spoiler alert!
And was part of the If you're jumping on episode 100 is your first episode.
Yeah, but it's got a picture of a cake, probably.
It has probably got.
I mean, that would get me. I'd be
Everyone
like,
likes
that
a
cake
cake.
episode.
Go back and listen to the whole thing. There might be spoilers coming up for stuff. You travelled on to Tamron, where you went to Skelt first, then went to Tamron. Along the way, MZ died. Oh, and you were joined by Bubba Von Hoops. You joined the party, who we have loved very much ever since. You travelled to Tamron. You joined the cult of the living god for a week or so. You infiltrated them. You brought down the cult in Tamron. You found evidence of them. You defeated Freya Axeborn. You avenged the crimes she did against you, and you gained a shard of something, some kind of very powerful magical artifact, which you decided you were going to take to Absalom to try and uncover what it was. You travelled to Absalom. It took you a long time. Along the way, you picked up Beelzebub. Beelzebub Bigsby III, the alchemist who just wants friends. You travelled...
You know how that thing about her character reflects elements of yourself? Okay.
I'm trying to get rid of him, if anything.
You travelled to Absalom. You met various people in Absalom, and you started to uncover some things. And along the way, a strange light appeared, and in the centre of it was a strange dwarf. And the reason that you saw a strange dwarf could be connected to the fact that before you left Tamron, Fulton Battlestone left the party.
Right. Oh no.
That speaking of losing friends, everyone's favourite one-rolling dwarf decided to go off and try and investigate his brother's death. And we know that Dallin Battlestone was killed during our Fall of Plaguestone special. If you haven't listened to that, give it a listen. You'll find out exactly what happened to Dallin Battlestone. Have we all listened to the Fall of Plaguestone special around the table?
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
That's just checking. I know we were all in it, but I know not all of us listened to the specials. How's the Sanso secret, Ross? Enjoying that?
Yeah, it's
great.
really... I like the characters.
Good save.
Good, that's impeccable.
I'm
impeccable
convinced.
save.
Yeah.
That was the
Fulton left, but a question: did he take his awful dice with him?
Yeah.
Did he? Has he still got them?
You didn't realise, but in the previous episodes when I played Beelzebub, I had some new dice. Well, I didn't have. There were just some other dice, and now I've got my original curse dice for Fulton. So, gonna be rolling them ones.
I think there's a lesson there. It doesn't matter where you go, you take your baggage with you, don't you?
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you
always take your shit dice with you. Everywhere you go, you always take your shit dice.
Wonderful. Shall we do something a little special?
Why not?
Yeah, why
It's
not?
episode 100. So how about rather than doing an episode 100, how about we do several parts to episode 100? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between and beyond those, we have a story to tell you. And that story starts with Fulton Battlestone. Fulton Battlestone left to the Danger Club several months ago in the company of Noala Kesri, the Ranger, with the intention of travelling up into the Fangwood, where he was going to find the town of Plaguestone and uncover what had happened to his brother Dallin Battlestone all that time ago. And we are going to pick up on their journey as Fulton and Noala Kesri are riding through a forest. It's a very dense forest. There's a lot of rocks around as well. It's got sort of foothills. And at the moment they're riding through a low valley. There's trees overhanging. There's rocks on either side. Both of you have horses. Noala has picked up some horses for you. Noala is an elf, as you remember. She has blonde hair, pointed ears. She has a sword and a bow. She has a sort of a leather strap all over her arm. So her one arm is completely armoured, a bit like a gladiator. And that is the arm she holds her bow with, her right arm. And you are riding through the afternoon sun. The sun is kind of low in the sky as you make your way along. Noala Fulton turns to you as you're riding and says, "It's quite a thing to have left all of your friends back there like that. What do you hope to gain when we get to this Etran's Folly?"
closure.
It must be quite hard to have lost a family member like that.
Aye, well, I was too young when my ma died, so it's a new experience for me in that way, but I think I need to do this for my dad and my other brother as well.
Well, all of you have done a greater service than you'll know by rooting out the cult in Tamarin. I owe you a lot, so anything I can do to help you to uncover this, I would be glad to.
I appreciate that, and I thank you for helping me find this place.
Well, a quest like this, nobody should have to travel alone. An arrow hits her and she dies, you're alone. No. Up ahead, she holds her hand up and you start to slow the horses. She points down the road. She says, look, over there. Something has fallen across the road. And as you get closer, you see a couple of trees have fallen down and are blocking the road. You get closer to it and you realise that these trees have been piled on top of each other with some skill, as if someone has built a barricade blocking the way ahead. Noala pulls the horses up. I don't like this. This is...
Me neither. This looks like a trap.
Noala looks around and you realise that the rock face on either side of you is quite steep, making it quite hard to simply go around. Just as you're looking out, a shadow falls over you. You look up, and on the ridge above you, about 20 feet up, a figure appears standing above you. The sun is hanging low in the sky behind them, so you're looking directly into the sun as you look up at them. It's very hard to see who they are. I love that you did a little squint there, Ross. Thank you. That was excellent. But you do see the glint of a crossbow bolt pointed at you as the figure stands above you and looks at you. What would you like to say to the figure?
Whoa! Who are you? We don't mean any harm. We're just going along this road.
Good old literal Fulton.
Fulton Plaguestone, I'm here to take you in. Put your hands up. Get off your horse. I'm going to take you in for the murder of Uncle Gooden.
Oh! Noala, is that, can I see better now?
Go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you can see.
I think I know who it is. That is a 21.
21. You manage to squint through the light and get a good look at the figure looking down at you. Colin, who is looking down on Fulton Macleod?
Mr. Ed Johnson.
Whoa!
Johnson.
Looking a bit more badass than last time. You know, he's got a bastard sword on his hip. He's got a crossbow, even though he had a crossbow before. But, you know, he's twirled his moustache a little bit more. His suit's even whiter, even though he's been out, like, on the road. Yeah, he's got himself a new suit because the last one was, like, creamy, wasn't it? And he's standing there in that kind of Tory stance where their legs are really wide apart. Looking really powerful. Up on the roof there of whatever he's on. And he's just pointing that crossbow right between your eyes. You know if you move, he's got you.
Ed, please, you know me, it's Fulton.
You take yourself off your horse. You are on a horse, right?
Yeah.
You and your friend. You get off your horses real slow.
Okay, don't worry. I don't. We're not gonna hurt you. Where's your friend, the Hound?
The Hound. You don't need to know about him. Get off your horse.
All right, Noala.
I think he went to Yanderhof. I'm not sure.
Do what he says. He's. I know him. He won't hurt us. But let's just follow what he says.
All right, I trust you. Noala climbs off the horse as well.
I get off.
She leaves her sword and bow on the horse and raises her hand.
All right. Now I'm gonna come on down there. And don't you try anything.
How long you been waiting here?
Like a month or...
Didn't you have to move the trees out of the way?
Shut up! I've been tracking you, and I've been hearing words from people about dwarf, and I knew that it was you, and I've been looking for you, son. And Ed sort of kind of scrambles down a little bit, falls a little bit, gets down. Do I need to roll for that?
No, that's fine. Imagine that just falls
and then breaks his neck. Oh well, let's carry on.
Yeah, we're using the Goblin Quest rules for.
Yeah.
And your secret is safe.
I mean, I've got enough characters, so... So I know what you did. You and your friends. Where are they?
They're not with me.
Where are they?
I left them. I left them in... I can't remember the name. Noala, what was the name of the city?
Come on.
Tamron.
That's it, yeah. We left them in Tamron.
Tamron?
Yeah.
Tamron, right.
See, they're going to some place.
Absalom, says Noala.
Yeah.
Who is this?
That's Noala. She's helping me.
Do you know you were moving with a criminal?
I wasn't aware of that, no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really a criminal.
This guy killed the one, Uncle Gooden. Yeah, he was a hero.
He's the philanthropist from Caermarga, isn't he?
That's right.
He was a
This guy and his friends killed him. And I'm going to take him in. And I trusted you, son. I danced with you. Remember how we danced? We danced all night to that bass and drum music with all the other dwarves. And I've been reminiscing on that, and it's a hard life that I've got here. I had to sell some of my horses. Oh, but Aunt Bessie came back. I don't need to tell you that. You're coming with me.
A lot's changed since then, anyway, for me as well. I lost my brother. He was murdered.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it's okay, thanks.
But...
Listen, your Uncle Gooden, he wasn't a good man, despite his name. He was a bloat mage.
What?
A bloat mage. Somebody who's bloaty. and magey.
Good description.
You're looking for that description? It's in the Lost Omens World Guide.
Next to a picture of Ross.
And every town I go to, they talk like your friend does. They say that he's a philanthropist. Yeah. So why should I believe you right now?
Because I got nothing to lose. I've already lost my brother. I lost my best friend. I've got no reason to lie to you. Not anymore, anyway. I'm on the search to find my brother's killer, and Noala's helping me to do that.
Can I make some sort of check at the moment? Because
yeah. What do you want to make?
Ed's been tracking him for months, and now he's found him, and I feel like Ed would still just go for it. But what Fulton is saying is I think kind of making him. And also, can I make a check to sort of what he's saying is he's heard that that Uncle Gooden was a philanthropist everywhere he goes, but is he hearing other stories as well? Okay,
go and make a perception check to see how if you can get a read on Fulton.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's 22.
22. It's so weird because you were so ready to have to fight this guy, but there's something about how he's talking that just seems genuine to you. And when you think about it, the stories of Uncle Gooden and where did he get all of his money from? And what if there was more to it than that? And you have heard stories from Caermarga since of people saying rumours about Uncle Gooden, that maybe he wasn't as great as people had said. And for the first time, you have a little bit of a doubt.
One roll. That's all we had to do to convince Ed Johnson. This entire thing is been keeping it secret from him. We murdered this guy. Oh, but how we ever convinced him he loves him? Just get him to make one roll. Okay.
No, you can't. You can't. You killed him.
Listen, Ed.
I've been tracking you for so long.
That's fine. You do what you need to do.
I could kill you. I could kill you right now. My finger just needs to press this trigger and you're dead. You understand that?
A part of me is already dead. Listen. I'll live by my actions. Sometimes they're foolish. Sometimes I do things without thinking, trying to fit in. And if you want to kill me for killing that fella, then you do it.
Someone's got to pay. I believed in that man. I believed that man. And all right, so I hear stories, and I just need to work out what's going on, because my whole life I've been spreading the good word about this man, and then I find you. I finally found you. And then, tell me again, what did you see?
He was, well, he's pretty evil. It was a long time ago, so, you see, I chose to kill him because he was going to kill my friends. He was going to hurt them. He'd been taking money from people, funding his own things.
Another convincing case from Bolton Battlestone, attorney at law.
That's the thing, I can't remember. Dan, can I make a intelligence check to remember why he was so bad and why we killed him?
I mean, you could just listen to the podcast.
He was using magic, wasn't he? To pretend to be something he wasn't.
Yeah.
8.
A lot's happened to Fulton now. A lot has happened.
He was taking money from people and used it to fund his own things. You definitely remember that.
Well, the Dangerlings are screaming at me at the moment.
You do remember Big Mike, and you remember that there was something about that he'd wronged someone.
Who's Big Mike?
Hey, there was
there were lots of little people that he was taking advantage of.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty stuff.
He was up to some grim magic business as well.
Let him struggle, guys. Let him struggle.
Yeah.
Let him struggle. Let him do this.
It's going to kill him.
We're not there.
He had some kind of mask as well.
The gentle splashing of narrative as Fulton drowns in plot.
Basically, we were at a carnival, and
It's a long
It all started in a beer
His
tent.
name was Lily, okay? And
she jumped a shark.
I think she was worshipping Razmir.
He was doing... we helped out this little gnome, and he did something to her sister.
Oh God, we're gonna die, Sister Walla. This is astonishing.
And I love the fact that your entire character is based upon Fulton coming up with a really convincing reason why he shouldn't believe in his lifelong passion of Uncle Gooden. And that is possibly the worst recap of why you murdered somebody I've ever heard. That's great. So you're going to shoot him now, or wait for 5 minutes then shoot him, or...
So I'm not going to say anything else. I just go, like, I have my reasons. I can't remember why a lot's happened.
I can't remember what they are. I definitely had a reason at the time.
I know.
Is it worth pausing and then filling him in and then?
No, this is gold dust. This is absolute gold dust. This is classic Fulton.
All right, okay.
In the moment.
Cool. Yeah.
I have my reasons.
You know what you did. Ed's getting more and more sort of red-faced and kind of emotional and just kind of sort of almost starting to pace. And the crossbow comes up and down, and he's kind of really struggling with something right here because obviously Ed's believed in this for a long time, and I feel like this whole emotion is pouring out of him just because he has heard these stories and he's had these doubts for a long time, and now seeing Fulton, all he's had in his mind for months is that he's going to take him in or he's going to kill him, and then he finds him, and then he's so calm that and so kind of vague about what he's done that he's so moved by it.
The old pleading and vagary.
Is that moved with vagueness? Is that feat you get a 5th level, or is that?
And Ed is like just pacing and saying stuff like, "You know what you did, you know what you did," and then he lifts the crossbow up he's about 10 feet away from him, and he just fires it towards, just past Fulton's face.
It hits Noala.
On the other side, okay. No, yeah. And so it sort of flies past him and goes into like a tree.
Yep.
I'm going to try and remember again. It's even worse than that.
So you can vaguely remember who Ed Johnson is, but it's slipping.
And then he sits. Then Ed kind of just like finds a little trunk and sits down and just goes and just says, I don't want to kill you. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to kill you. I want to take you. I wanted to take you in, but God damn it. Do you trust this man?
With my life, says Noala.
Really?
I mean, it's the trust has slipped a little bit in the last 5 minutes.
Sure, right.
This man and his friends, they brought down a great evil in the city of Tamron, and they avenged a huge wrong that was done to me. The city is safe now because of them, and they tell me that this Uncle Gooden, whom they did battle with, was a member of this church, the Church of Rasmir, that they brought down. I don't know if you've heard of the Church of Rasmir in Kermarga or wherever you are from, but they are a terrible evil. They are a blight on the land, and we know now that they are in league with the Whispering Tyrant, with the Lord of the Undead. If that is true, then this Uncle Gooden would have been party to that as well, and the world is better off without him.
Fulton just looks at her and goes, "Yeah, what she said." I knew that.
And people, and this church, this the one that wronged you, do people believe in them?
Some do, but they're misguided.
But people still believed. They still went and they believed everything they say, and they had faith, and they give all their love and money to these people.
They do. I believed in them as well, until they gave me reason not to. And she unstraps the leather armor on her right arm and pulls the armor off. And you see Fulton for the first time, obviously for the first time, her right arm is horribly burned. It's completely covered in scarring, and she's missing all but her index finger and thumb from the hand that is on it. I believed in them. And then when I finally didn't, they set fire to my lodge with me inside it. And that's why I will never rest until they're stopped. And I consider anyone who is a member of them to be an enemy.
This fella was part of this thing, this cult. We knew this, and he tried to kill my friends, but I killed him before. I'm sorry that who you thought is not actually who he was.
I don't know what to think anymore. The world is a crazy place. And this crazy place is taking me on some goddamn good adventures. But every other person I meet tells me a story. Tells me a story about how Uncle Gooden was good, and then I hear about him being bad, and how he took children away from their parents, and I just can't believe in someone like that. And I've been kidding myself all this time. And Ed looks physically sort of drained all of a sudden, like his world's kind of just doing a massive transition right now. Like you know, his whole world's just kind of fallen out of him. And he just drops his crossbow on the floor and just, I'm sorry, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you.
Damn it.
So, real short episode.
Yeah, I thought Fulton was going to start fighting me at some point.
Really I was really hoping for some PvP then. It's really hoping.
Yeah.
So, what will you do? Says Nawala.
Well, I think I want to know more.
Why don't you join us? I can try and recall the things maybe as we go, and maybe we can meet up with the Danger Club, and they can explain to you what what Uncle Gooden was into. Not like, yeah.
He's into really nice drugs.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not 100% convinced. But the fact that you would invite me in after me shooting an arrow at your face.
I've had worse.
Yeah, me too. Maybe I can ride with you for a day or so.
I'm not asking you to forgive me or to believe in what I'm saying. You have the chance to make your own decisions, make your own mind up about what he is. You've heard all these opinions about him. It's down to you to see what Uncle Gooden was like.
And do you think you can show me the truth?
I'll try. I've got some other things on my mind, but if it'll bring you ease, then I'll do it.
God damn. I hope we find some peace, me and you.
Aye.
All right. So Ed Johnson, you go and retrieve your horse. Which horse is it you brought with you?
It's a new horse.
Okay.
Called Cyril.
Cyril the horse. He's broken the B naming convention of his horses.
Yeah.
You mount up the horse, and as a group, you're able to skirt around the barricade with a bit of time and continue riding. You ride together, I would imagine, in a sort of a bit of an awkward silence for a while, and then maybe talking a bit. But fortunately, you are nearing the town of Etrin's Folly. So you ride through into the evening and along the path, and soon you come across the signs of a small village ahead. You can see some smoke rising up, and then as you get close, you see some houses set up. On the outside, there are a number of stakes that have been put into the ground, on which there are the heads of several pigs. It looks like they were once a menace to this town, but have perhaps been brought low. And you ride into the town, past lots of houses. A lot of the houses seem to be abandoned, like nobody lives here anymore. But in the centre of town, there are more houses that people seem to be in. They're occupied. Right in the centre of town, there is a large flat stone with a sort of dip in it, which sits in the very heart in the town square. And next to it is looks like a tavern. There's a sign over it that says the feed mill. There's a small stables at the back where some of the horses are. A man with a scruffy beard is sitting outside smoking a pipe, and he wanders up to you as you come riding up and says, "Hey there, travellers. My name's Rolf. I'm the sheriff around here. What brings you to Etrin's Folly?"
I've got some personal business that I need to take care of.
I can't imagine what kind of business you must have around here, but, hey, you look kind of familiar. Have I seen you before?
Fulton looks down a bit, looks a bit sad, and then looks at him and says, No, you haven't.
Hey, so long as you ain't up to no good, and I ain't got no cause to stop you, just, complete your business and try and stay out of trouble while you're here in the village.
The what?
The village. Oh, heck, am I saying it wrong?
Hey, it's the village.
People say this to me all the time. I just can't get it straight in my head.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, I mean, I've got a real good memory for stuff that's happened to me in the past, at least, so I guess that's something to be proud of. Anyway, enjoy your time. He goes back and heads back and has a smoke. And you're able to dismount your horses, hitch them up to the post, and enter the feed mill. Feed mill is a pretty standard. It's a pretty low-run tavern, so it's only a small village. So there's just a simple bar that's been built. There's a few benches that people are sat at. There is a large woman with straight back hair serving behind the bar, bringing drinks around, and sat.
What kind of hair was it?
Is it scrape back? Was it swaft back?
Oh, sorry. So it's not quite soft. It's more
Scraped. A scrapey swaff.
We're getting all of the callbacks in on this one.
Yeah, right.
And sat in the corner of the tavern around a table, there are 3 individuals having some drinks, having some food, and talking to one another. Would we like to describe who is sat at the table? James, will you start us off?
I can start you off yet. There is a very large gentleman who is heavily muscled, big guy. He's wearing a chest plate that's quite pitted and scarred, and looks very much like a barbarian. Swept back, not swaffed, because he doesn't swaff. Swept back, dark hair. He's got dark eyes, but unusually he's got a lot of very draconic-looking tattoos all over him, and he's having a nice drink, chatting away.
Okay, next to him, Scott, who is also there.
Go on, Drummond.
Or Drummond.
It's mine and James's voices sound similar sometimes.
Very good.
But there's a small gnomish character whose sort of hair and beard seems plant-like, and clothes. He got a little backpack on and some like leathery like shorts and stuff, and stout, strong legs. Looks like he's spent a lot of time in the wild, possibly handling animals, you may notice if you looked hard enough that his skin and hair and stuff sort of shimmer and change colour a little bit, depending on his sort of his mood or his things that are happening. So that's him.
When you say little backpack, it makes me think it's like a sort of Hello Kitty backpack.
That's exactly what it's like. It's sort of a little. He's done a little painting on the back of a tiny cat, it's more sort of leathery, but it is in the exact style of a tiny little Hello Kitty sort of vibe. Yeah. All
right, and finally, Scott. Who else is there?
There is.
Sorry, James, not you. Scott, please.
Sorry,
God, I just can't tell your voices apart.
I know.
There is. There is.
Oh no. It's fine. You go ahead.
I just can't tell if we're doing a bit or not anymore.
We already did the bit. We just think alike.
I'll be doing some cutting.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so predictable, Colin. So predictable.
That's actually very useful. There is a slight gentleman sat glowering at a very small cup of tea that steams with an eldritch nature. He's got shorn hair, slightly pointed ears. His eyes glimmer with shadow and light. Looks pissed off, and he's got very faint cream, sort of gold sheeny tattoos all up and down his body. His arms are exposed. He's wearing like a waistcoat, leather jacket kind of thing. A couple of piercings, nibbles at a bit of fruit as he pushes it around the plate.
What manner of creature was he? What manner of creature?
Are you an NPC? Is that?
No.
Manner of creature lies here.
Sorry, because he said he was a barbarian, and I was a gnome. What
barbarian?
What?
He's a human.
You're a human.
A huge human.
Barbarian's not a race choice.
Sorry.
Barbarians for life.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was me being racialist. I apologise.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's got slightly pointed ears, so you would. I suppose that he's maybe of elven heritage.
Elven,
Perhaps
okay.
a touch here and there.
A touch here and there.
He looks like he doesn't like it.
A touch of
Oh, right.
elf.
Oh, he doesn't like what my character he doesn't like.
No,
Or me.
No, he still talking about me.
Okay.
It looks like, because I was talking about it in the third person. It looks like he doesn't like it.
Okay. Doesn't like what?
The elven heritage.
Oh, right.
We were just talking about it.
This is wonderful radio.
Good stuff. Great. Cool. Let's carry on.
So what are these three talking about?
So, you're saying the parsley is not a healing herb,
No, you can't use it.
so I shouldn't put up my arse then.
No, definitely not.
No, you absolutely should put it up your ass.
Well, that's what I thought. That's what you told me earlier.
No, come on.
gotta put it up
The
your
guy's
arse.
suffering here, okay?
Well,
now,
I'm not
listen,
suffering, but-
No, well, I mean, you said that it was very painful.
We're all suffering. Everyone's suffering.
And
I shouldn't have
I
eaten
know
that.
some people would have suggested parsley, but that would be wrong in this instance, absolutely. I
Right.
mean, you're only going to inflame it.
Oh. So, what herb should I put up my arse?
Well,
Cilantro.
yeah, cilantro might work,
Have you
actually.
ever heard of devilweed?
No.
Well, I have.
That's lovely.
I mean, devilweed's it's good that you know about it. But,
Yes. Not many
Wait,
people
hang on
do.
a second. At the risk of diversing off the point, what is devilweed?
Devilweed is that which is plucked from the ground twixt dawn and dusk.
Right.
Yea, in the gloaming you shall see the weed grow on the ground, but only in certain parts of the mountains.
So it's got to be.
Do you know
picked
where
by
we
a
fought the
twixt.
fleshy buzzards of Skur?
Oh, yes.
right, hey, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that.
No, what?
Oh, they were like that.
To who? It's only us here.
No, I know, but it just makes me go
Why
like
aren't
that.
we talking?
Ed Johnson's kind of
That was the
hovering
top.
over their table.
Oh, here's the waiter. Can we have another round of drinks there? Lads, what are you having? Tea? No?
Hang on a
yeah.
second, Alfgar.
What?
This man is too well dressed and looks like he's gained a level in badass to be a waiter.
Oh, he's the chef.
Look, he's got a great bastard sword.
Look at that.
It is a bastard sword, isn't it, eh?
Why, look at those waxed moustaches.
And he's so clean.
This
Have you
man-
been outside?
This man is definitely not the waiter. He is the maitre d'. Thank you for coming over.
Oh,
Have
your
you got
Uncle Cuddy
that's-
gave me a
that's
right
great.
arse last night. I tell you what, I've been posting all sorts of things up there. So, could you complete to the chef, please?
Ed carries on walking.
Oh, that's very rude. I'm going to give this 1 star.
Who's going to
One
apologise
star.
first?
Goes up to the bar and gets himself a
Ed.
red wine.
Let me get this for you.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
You're right there, lads, says the woman.
Hey.
The woman?
The woman behind the bar.
Ah.
Who you just went up to.
Yeah.
What can I get you?
Wine and what did you want? Red or white?
Oh, a red wine.
A red wine.
I've only got turnip wine.
I was going to say they don't serve much.
Thank you.
I'll give it a try.
That's all right.
Right, yeah.
Don't drink the turnip.
And I'll have do you have a dwarven ale?
We've got turnip dwarven ale.
That's fine.
We've been talking all the way, well, some of the
Yeah.
way here, haven't we? And, Fulton's filled me in a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to move
Nuala
that.
gets a turnip wine as well.
Oh, yeah.
The three
And-
of you.
Great. My galars, fellas.
I wonder who they are. I mean,
Well, one of them looks extremely familiar. Do you know what I mean? Something about him? Something about his face? Do you know what I mean?
Was he
Like
was
a
he-
looks a bit
ghost
like-
from the past or something?
Did he own the Tormentor Beast?
I know.
Don't
He
he-
looks. I
Wait,
thought he
wait, I
was.
know, I
Look,
know.
of all the things to talk about now,
Sorry.
you're
sorry.
going to make me... Oh, God.
Well, we told we're not going to talk about the tormented beast, all right?
Wait,
Not
did
in
he?
public.
Was he one of the leases of Jane the Unicorn that we freed?
Oh, Jane the Unicorn.
I know where he was.
Well, it could have been. Was there a...
He was one of the waiters at the satyr orgy.
Oh,
that's it. You're a little fella. You're right about
do you know
there.
what? We should ask him
We're never gonna get
if
that
he
hot
can
sauce
remember
back.
if he can
Or-
remember the
or the
ingredients
stains.
that we use for the hot sauce.
Yeah, we should get that recipe.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean,
Battlestone,
it's
so-
essentially
So
ours.
good.
What happened to Caragor and the rest of the gang?
They're all fine. They're heading to Absalom.
What made you leave them?
I need to sort out this thing with my brother.
Oh, of course, you've been saying that for
Yeah.
the last 3 hours. I keep forgetting. I really slept in the last month or so.
It's okay. Don't worry. Neither have I.
Tracking you, and now I found you, and now I'm so confused. I still want to strangle you, but I want to hug you as well because it's so good to see you.
He's not slept, but he's still waxed his moustache every morning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Scrubbed his whites.
This turnip wine's pretty good.
I need to find out who knew Dallin.
Darling, huh?
All right,
Hey.
lads.
Is that his name? I'm sorry you lost your brother. I truly am.
Thank you.
All right, lads. I'm going to pop over there. I'm going to find out who he is, because this is doing my skull in
Even,
there.
you've got to stop eavesdropping on people's conversations.
What?
It's so
Literally
weird.
everyone who walks in this pub,
Hey,
you're
listen,
like,
look,
I'm going to
I'm
go
just
talk to them.
interested, all right? I'm a friendly neighbourhood gnome, all right?
Well, listen.
I like to know what's going on.
Listen.
What?
You're a
Listen,
blabbermouth.
Hey?
Keevan, what we have learned as Sick Wolf is to never send someone in alone. If you're going to talk to them, then you better beckon them over here.
Do you know
we
what?
can have a nice little interview.
What if
You're absolutely right. That's right. We should stick together. Otherwise, bad things happen.
Remember,
No,
remember
you're
that
right.
time?
What if
Remember that
what if
time?
they're pigs?
I do remember. Oh, I remember it.
You went in alone, didn't
Yeah,
you?
no, you're
And
right. You're right.
People
I felt
thought you were a bush, didn't they?
don't
Because you
remind me.
And then what did they do in the bush, Keevan?
I don't.
What did they do in the bush?
What did they do to you?
Fine. They extracted everything out of me.
Yes.
That's it. That's
All
one
of
way
my
of putting
essence.
the
All of my
horrifying.
essence, there was nothing left, lads.
And who had to put it back
Nothing
in?
left.
Who put it back in?
Well, you did.
Yes. Did we use parsley?
No,
Could have used devilweed, couldn't I?
you could have done.
Did I?
Why are you saying
Look,
this
you're
to me
making
now?
him cry. Let's
Sorry.
not do it. Come on,
Come
Saz.
on.
It's all right, Kevin.
We're
You're
a
back to
team
normal.
now,
Well,
aren't we,
sort
you
of
know?
back to normal.
We are a team.
All right, good.
As I was saying-
Brainbone puts his hand in the middle and goes, Sick Wolf.
Sick wolf.
Sick wolf.
So
And
you-
his massive hand just comes down on top of your
That's
two
the other
tiny,
thing.
tiny
and
hands.
then in unison. Oh,
Oh, yes, that's better. Right, let's
Right.
talk to these strangers.
Hey,
let's
you
pick him
balance.
over.
Hey,
Hello.
hey.
you there? Why,
Excuse
mate?
me?
You come over here and just have a little.
No, thank
we have a
you.
chat?
We're just trying to have a conversation.
I see
wanna
that you're
join
trying. I
us?
see they're trying to get something out of the maitre d'. He's very rude. Why don't you come over here and talk
Did
to
you
us?
just call me a bellend?
Yes.
Why would I come over there?
No, come on.
You can have some of
let's
my
try and keep
tea.
them on
It's
side.
not
Are you
Dwarven
trying to pick a
compliment.
fight with
What?
me, mate?
Bell End. Is that a dwarf?
Are you trying to pick a fight with us?
Yeah,
I'm ready
what's
for
your
a fight.
problem?
Hey, listen,
Keevan,
mate.
did you want to fight?
We don't want any fighting here, okay?
I do.
That's not what we're.
Because I'm
all right,
quite in the mood
enough
to
out of
fight.
you.
Hey, Nawala, you up for a fight?
Listen,
I was like, we've literally just arrived.
I
he
know, but
just
I've
insulted
been
me. He called me a
hankering for a
bellend.
fight.
we're your friendly neighbourhood. We look after.
Wait,
animals.
how do you know a bellend's an insult?
What?
How do you know a bellend is an insult? It's not very used very often.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Used
We've
all
never
the
heard it
time.
used before, and it's not always used
No,
as an insult.
My
I've
friends
never really-
always use it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Who are your friends?
It doesn't matter.
God, go on. Go on. Who are they?
Name two.
Carragher.
Who? Never heard of him.
Sounds like a loser. Whoever that
You're right.
Carragher. What's his name? Danny
Come up with a name
Carragher.
like that.
Carragher.
Carragher.
Brembo starts cackling.
Oh, dear.
Shit name.
That's it.
Right, let's just leave. Come on.
go.
No.
Almighty.
Now listen. We got off on the wrong foot, lads. Sorry about that, right? He jumps up on a little chair.
Oh, he's going to do a dance. I love this.
I
Go
love
on.
his dances.
Dance.
He dances like this at the satyr
changes
orgy.
colour a little bit. It goes a bit
Oh,
shimmery
look at
and,
him go in, he's
and
doing
pink,
it now.
like a friendly pink.
Oh, God, that is such a friendly
And,
name.
That's so
with a
friendly.
sort of yellowy tinge.
Matches your eyes.
Look, listen. I'm sorry about that, lads. Do you know what I mean? No, we just. I mean, we have a local animal sanctuary in the area, and we like to we like to keep an eye on our neighbours, look out for everyone's best interests. You're new in town. We just thought we'd have a little chat and see what manner of people you were. We're not interested in fighting or anything. Just wanted to know if you fancied a drink and a wee catch up. Do you know what I mean?
I got a drink.
Right,
All
I've got
right.
one
So
as well.
do you want to have a catch up then?
Actually,
round?
wait,
No,
Keevan.
I'll take another drink.
Keevan.
You'll take what?
Yeah, I want a double park.
I see what you're saying now, looking at the dwarf closer.
Do you see what I mean?
Dwarf,
Waiter.
what's your name?
Why?
Do you need a recall knowledge check on that?
You look a bit unsure about recent details.
Is there a memory loss thing going on? I was wondering. I was going to ask if you could hold your tankard sort of mid-height for me, just for a second.
Yeah, right. Just that's it.
He does, like, begrudgingly, confusingly.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
It's
now.
the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the nose.
So can you stop pointing and start talking? What are you talking?
Well,
what are you saying?
We've had some. I mean, it was a
I'm
long.
losing
it was
my
a while ago
patience
now,
here.
wasn't it? It was
how long ago?
over a year ago.
About a year ago.
About a year ago.
Oh,
About a year ago.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
We,
Actually, can you hold your breath until your face goes all red and then sort of blue? That'd probably jaunt it. Was it that fella?
That's quite dangerous. There,
Yeah,
you know
Ulfgar,
what I mean?
it's more
I
dangerous.
can do it. He starts doing it.
You are very impressive,
Come on,
Ulfgar.
stop! Wait, stop it! You've impressed enough people. Keep on slaps him around the face. Stop it!
Wow, James actually went red then. That was
I did. I made myself quite dizzy.
Kivent scales the considerable height to slap Uthgar in the face.
So, yeah, he's
Literally
gripping onto. He's hanging
clambering
off
up
of his
my
front.
abs.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Nameless dwarf, you look like someone who we encountered here not so long ago. Was it in this very...
Indeed,
It was in this very tavern.
It was the man that brought us all together. In fact, what was his name? Now I'm just racking my brains. It was it began with a D, didn't it?
I'm just making.
Was it a D and a B? Was it Durden Ballinholme? Derlin Ballinholme?
Duncan Ballantyne.
Duncan Ballantyne?
Something
Duncan
about
Ballantyne? No. Denim Bandy Pants. Derek
Bendy
Derek-
Hose.
Wait,
No.
I just returned from the Witch State and I've recalled the name.
Oh, what is it?
Dallin Battlestone.
That was the one!
As
That
soon
was
as
the
he
one. That was
says
the exact
Dallin
one,
Battlestone,
yes.
he pulls out his great axe and go, "What? How do you know my brother?"
Right, there
well,
it is. That's why
we-
you look like him.
We were working for him briefly,
right.
very briefly.
He snuffed it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he died shortly.
You didn't know?
After,
Did you?
I found out not so long ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Brimbone,
condolences, mate.
Brimbone, the shady guy with a touch of elven to him, sort of cocks his head at over at Fulton with the great axe, angles it and starts twirling a finger in his teacup with renewed interest. You have an interest in this Dallin Battlestone?
He's my brother.
That's his brother, you just said.
I need to find the people that killed him,
That's actually interesting.
and I'm going to kill them.
Oh, I hate it when you
That's
say
very
that.
interesting, actually.
How do you know? How do you know that he was killed?
He was... Well, he's dead. It cannot be just that he was just... He can't be...
But
He
you
can't
know
have
he
just
was-
died of natural causes. It wouldn't be Dallin.
A lot of people do all the time.
But it could
die
be
of
old
natural
age.
causes. How do you know
Couldn't
he
it-
was killed?
I just know. I know my brother. He must have... There must be a reason. I need to find out what happened to him.
Would you care to take a seat over here?
Yeah, I think we could probably enlighten you. You know,
Aye.
pretty
I'll sit
fervently,
down.
in fact.
And we actually don't have that much to do at the moment. The Sick Wolves
Yeah.
Centre for Sick Wolves is actually doing pretty well with
Well, we
it.
kind of dealt with that
Actually,
problem, didn't we, really?
we did, and
There's
then we
mostly a bunch of
diversified.
sparrows in there with broken legs at the moment.
That's it, we
And that's because
diversified
I
from
broke
many
their legs,
animals.
because I was
Very
trying to...
capable
Anyway.
interns there.
Ed,
I'm not very
Nawala,
No, wait a minute. Yeah, what you say?
let's sit with them to find out what happened. My name is Fulton Battlestone.
A pleasure to meet you, Fulton. My name is Brimbone.
Should I get some more stools? Because there's only one.
Oh, is
extra
there?
one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Do you want a stool
Yeah, that's
or a
probably
chair?
a good idea. Why don't you bring some extra chairs over?
I'll go get some chairs.
All right.
Nice, you did that. You did that.
I'll go and grab a few more drinks, shall I? All right, for our friends here. And do you want to go ahead and sort of start relaying the story?
I'm glad that was all done without any awkwardness.
broke one.
Right. What is
Fennick, the goblin who works in the feed mill, comes by with a tray of drinks and refreshes all of your drinks for you, and then nods.
Turnip
goes
wine, turnip ale,
Turnip
wine,
ale,
turnip
please.
ale.
Ed says thank
Who's having
you.
ale? Who's having wine?
I'll
Ed
take
says-
the turnip stout.
Oh, right, a stout. I didn't get any stout. I just got ale.
Oh, that's all right.
Ed
It's the same anyway.
says thank you in Goblin.
The goblin looks surprised, and then says, "You're welcome." Back in goblin, and then scuttles off with a smile on his face.
Huh. Where did you pick up the lower tongue?
Yeah, I had a lot of time on my hands for a while, so I learned a bunch of languages.
Oh, that's
All
not
right.
what I do with a bunch of time on my hands, I tell you what. Well, I'm just saying.
Both of those quite vague. I'm going to leave both of them where they are.
That's right. I quite like where they are, hanging in the air at the moment.
I could tell you what I did last Thursday.
weren't you with us? Wasn't that our Thursday night?
For a bit.
Listen,
yeah.
you're wasting our time.
All right, yeah, I'm
Sorry.
diversifying. Sorry, I
Said
said
this guy's lost his brother. You sit here making jokes.
Well, it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but
This is this kid's brother. You sit here, you make jokes. It's almost insulting here. I don't know. I'm going through a
Quite
whole
feisty,
thing right
those,
now.
aren't they?
You look like you're having a bit of an inner
Feisty.
monologue there.
Hello,
yeah.
you're not the maitre d'. My name is Brimbone. What's your name?
My name is Ed Johnson.
Should you do introductions before we start getting feisty with each other?
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
trying not to, but
Try harder.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Key Van Burvine at your service, all right?
Ulfgar, have an
anything-
axe.
Anything you need? Sorry, what?
Ulfgar, have an
yes,
axe.
that's right.
That's me.
thank you, Bliska.
Fulton, how far have you got on the trail of your brothers? And Brimbone
Yeah,
puts
like,
his
what do you
fingers up
know?
and does the bunny ears. Killer.
Here, that's as far as I've got. I want to find out who was with him when he died.
We
Well, I mean, we
probably
were there.
answer
We
as
were all
well.
there. We saw it happen.
Well, who else was there?
Lots of
There was a whole pub full of people. There was a bar fight going on. In fact, at the time, if I remember correctly, there was a lot of fighting going on. I remember,
And it was right
this
here?
guy here was what?
It was right here.
It
Was
was,
it? Was it in
indeed.
this bar?
It was.
indeed.
It was. It
in
was. Yeah, it was this very
tavern.
bar. In fact, just
What
round
happened?
about sort of there. Keevan's pointing to a spot on the floor. Round about there. That's where he fell over.
Why am I thinking pudding?
It was porridge, I think.
Oh, was it porridge?
Yeah, it was porridge.
He's serving as food
That's right.
or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
I mean, I remember there was a lot of fighting going on, and then suddenly we turned round, and he just like collapsed on the floor.
I wasn't a very well-trained herbalist at the time, but even I could recognize he was dying very quickly and very rapidly from something that, well,
Poison.
poisoned him.
That's right. Turns
So
out
you three
he
were
was-
there, and who else was sitting on your table?
Well, there was Feathered.
Oh, there was a who was it? That
Bubba.
fella.
Flubber.
Oh yes, yes. Sort
And
of
then
looked a
there
little
was
bit like a, but he
Bubba.
wasn't a. Do you know what I mean?
Beelzebub as well.
Bubba.
What? You
He's-
know him?
He's with us now.
Really? Is he doing well? Are his feathers
Oh, you're
still
joking.
lustrous?
Yeah, he met.
What an incredible coincidence!
Singer.
How
Brilliant, that
Yeah,
is.
how on what on Galarian? That's
I couldn't even begin
How
to think
the-
of the odds.
Leave the chances
hell
of
did
that.
that happen?
How?
I mean, imagine some
I'm-
random character from somewhere else just appearing. That's just so strange.
right,
It's
yeah.
almost like it's some kind of.
You just refer to
crossover.
yourself as a
Bizarre.
random character.
I didn't say me.
Oh, fair enough.
I was just saying a
You're
random.
quite right, Maitre D.
Yeah.
Was
My name is Ed.
Yes, Maitre Dead.
was he in pain when he died?
I mean-
Did it last
I
long?
thought you were talking about Bubba. Sorry.
I mean, he was poisoned. He didn't look like he was having the greatest time of his life, but it was over reasonably quickly.
It was quick.
How
You know what I mean?
you said he hired you for a job?
Yeah, we were sort of working for him, weren't we? We were.
We had to go and fight this bloody lightning snake thing.
Oh,
I mean, that was
the
in
lightning
pursuit of his
snake.
bloody killers, wasn't
Oh,
it?
and the traps.
What was my brother into?
I got shot by a crossbow.
Now that
Tell-
now,
you-
this,
you
you
tell
see,
us.
this is a
You
tough.
tell us about Dallin.
I left when I left my home in High Helm, and that was the last time I saw him. He said that I shouldn't go because my dad would be disappointed, and then I said I hated him, and that was the last thing I saw.
Well, I mean, it looks to me like he followed your exact footsteps, mate. So he obviously looked up to you quite a lot. Do you know what I mean? Because he was out here on that same kind of adventuring path. Now, listen.
Hang on,
mate,
wasn't he a
all right?
merchant?
I was going to say,
Yeah,
it wasn't really
all right,
adventuring.
not adventurer, sort of merchant, but you know,
adventurer.
he'd
It's
quite
obviously
different,
stepped
that,
outside
isn't
of
it?
his.
It's quite different.
Stepped outside of his. All right, but he stepped out of his doorway. Is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, he certainly did.
All
He was
right.
no longer in High Helm.
Anyway,
In the year, did you find anything out? Did you
listen.
find anything out about my brother?
Mate, you're going to hear a few things about your brother, right? And I don't want you to take him the wrong way, because for all that I knew him, he was a thoroughly lovely bloke, and I enjoyed his company. All right, but he may have taken a couple of wrong turns along the way. Do you know what I mean?
What?
So I just want you to keep an open mind as we tell you about this. All right?
Okay.
Why don't we have another round of turnips, eh?
I'd
Sounds
some
like a
more-
damn good idea.
like some more tea.
Turnip tea.
Yeah, comes quite like it, actually.
And Fennec comes over and brings you another round of turnip tea as you settle in to tell Fulton all about what has happened in Etran's Folly. And that is where we leave it for tonight.
Hey, well, I haven't experienced it before, and I think, well, actually, I think I should, find out. Actually, can we cut that out on? Can you make a note of that and just cut it? Because his mum's died, so.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, I'm pretty sure someone had died.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think
It's like when I was saying it,
I think
was like,
leave it in.
No, don't.
You know the episode
don't.
that's going to come out. It's just going to
It'll
be
go on the episode 100 outtakes.
Yeah,
Lovely.
All right, go on, ask me that again.